have been volunteering here as a medic. I am an ICU nurse at a local hospital here. Okay. An ICU nurse here at a local hospital, and I've been volunteering time down here along with a lot of other professional medical personnel that are also volunteering their time. I was here that night, that Sunday, when Aubreanna was hit in the chest. I was at the medic station. We heard the police making their threats of deploying chemical agents, etc. So we all kind of stationed ourselves prepared for the downstream of people that were going to come, as it had happened multiple nights prior. I was treating multiple people screaming for help with either pepper spray to their eyes, burns, welts from flashbangs to their skin, along with many of the other medics. And then I heard probably, I don't know, minutes after that all started, someone bringing a young girl into the medic station saying she's been hit in the chest, she's been hit in the chest. Her eyes were closed, they were bloodshot and tearing from the pepper spray, but she was clutching her chest saying it hurts to breathe. We sat her down. We sat her down and did our best to triage her, myself and another RN. But the police at this point were advancing closer and closer to our medic station. We could hear the flash grenades becoming much louder. We could start to smell the tear gas. There was smoke everywhere. We didn't have much time, and it was kind of a split-second decision of this person is seriously injured. She cannot run. Raviv here is another medic that was with me in the station. I had him grab the cot. He brought the cot over. We loaded her in. At this point, there were flash grenades being launched directly into our medic station. The pepper spray was all present. We could see the line of police officers right outside the medic station, and we knew we had to run. So grabbed, Raviv was with me, another RN, Kim, and then some other bystanders helped us load her and carry her to the only safe place that we knew for sure that we were able to get into. There were people running everywhere. I grabbed as much medical supplies as I could, on the fly, and cleared the sidewalks of people in the way. There were several people along the way opening their apartment building, say, hey, come in if you need help, but all with stairs, and it was unsafe to try to transport her. So we ended up going 3-4 blocks probably to this one safe location that we knew we had. All along the way of leaving the medic station, we continued. We could feel the blast of the flash grenades behind us. We were coughing from the I guess it wasn't tear gas that night, but the pepper spray. This is a very clear marked area where all of the medics practice. There are signs that say no pictures, no cameras for the safety of our medics. The police were well aware of that location, and we were obviously treating injured people in that area when this was happening. Luckily, we were able to get her evacuated. We made it to that safe location, and upon further assessing her, she was still with us at that point. She was able to answer questions. She was in a lot of pain. And then minutes later, after we got to that safe location, she stopped responding. She was not breathing. We lost a pulse. I started CPR, yelled for someone to call 911. Raviv was with Aubreanna with us, checking for a pulse as we were doing CPR. The other RN, Kim, was also treating this patient with us, and someone got 911 on the line. I myself did probably 2 minutes of CPR initially, and Aubrey came back, gasping for air and confused, but we did have a pulse, and that cycle repeated itself 5 times maybe, that we lost her pulse and initiated CPR over again. The compressions were then resumed by the other RN at that time while I was on the phone with dispatch. That phone call lasted a long time. I informed them that this person was in active cardiac arrest, actively receiving CPR, and I was told that the ambulance would not come to our location, that we needed to get her into a private vehicle and transport her to an intersection 2 blocks west of there, to East Union and Broadway. And I informed him that it was wildly unsafe to load a patient that's actively coding into a private vehicle. And after some back and forth, it was made clear that they would absolutely refuse to come to our location. Then I tried to request that they would promise to have an ambulance waiting for us when we got to that location, and that was not made clear. They just said that we needed to get there. We took a chance, and when we got a pulse back the last time, we ran her to the car. I stayed in the back seat with her with my hand on her pulse the whole time, and luckily she stayed with us the whole time in the car. But there was in fact not an ambulance waiting for us at that intersection, and I was just told to keep driving, and asking to go where, and they wouldn't give me a location to go to, so we just made the call to take her to the ER ourselves. At that time, when we passed Aubreanna off to the ER staff, she did have a pulse. She was minimally conscious, but she was alive. Raviv was here for most all of that, and is there anything you'd like to add?